Hi, I'm Stephanie Fritz. I'm super excited to be here with you today to share with you essential oils and using them in your pregnancy. So just a quick introduction about myself. I am a licensed midwife, also a certified professional midwife. I've been a midwife since the 80s and using essential oils since the 80s. It wasn't until 2008 when I was introduced to doTERRA that I finally felt comfortable using essential oils with my clients and their children. And prior to that, I just used them myself and with my family. But at that time, when I really felt comfortable with the certified pure therapeutic grade that doTERRA offers, now I felt that I could use them in my practice. So we're going to do just kind of a question and answer, and I'm going to ask questions that I get asked, and I'm sure that you do on a regular basis, or you may have these questions yourself. So let's just dive right in. First of all, I want to talk about pregnancy foundations, and that's going to look like what your diet is. And you know, we don't always have the best diet, and so we have to supplement. And the Lifelong Vitality is the perfect supplement for pregnancy. It's a whole food-based supplement, so your body knows exactly what to do with those supplements, with those nutrients that come in that Lifelong Vitality pack. The omega-3s are perfect for that brain activity. Plant-based enzymes are amazing. I love our Terrazyme because when we take those with food, they help us to be able to get the nutrients out of our food that we need that's perfect for our bodies. But what you might not know is when you take them on an empty stomach, they help to support our connective tissue. And our whole body is made out of connective tissue, and we're creating another human that has connective tissue. So that's going to be a very big thing to include in your everyday routine are those Terrazymes, those plant-based enzymes. And then probiotics. So when we get pregnant, probiotics, PB Assist, are one of the supplements that help support our body in its optimal immune system. And they also help our body absorb iron. So my recommendation is having a PB Assist 1 to 2 every day with a meal. The next question I'm asked a lot is, what about trim shakes? So I recommend that you get 80 to 100 grams of protein in a day when you're pregnant. And that's kind of hard to do sometimes. And so when you add trim shakes into that, then it's easy to get some of those extra grams of protein. So trim shakes are great. And the metabolic blend also helps to support those sugar cravings, because I want you to cut down on sugar. Sugar doesn't help in pregnancy at all. So if you cut down on the sugars, that metabolic blend is going to help with that. Also to help support a healthy blood sugar. So when we talk about essential oils, everyone wants to know if they're safe, and they want to know how much do I use and you know, how many drops. And so I want to just touch a minute on those basics, on dosage and categories. I like to put the oils into categories. So we have a restful category, we have a digestive category, we have a pain category, and I like to, there's many other categories, but that helps to give you a basic. So when you're wondering what's going on, you have a question, something's going on in my body, what oil would I use? Try and go to those categories, because you may or may not like lavender for a restful night's sleep, but there are lots of other oils to use in that category. So everyone wants to know how many drops, what do I, you know, how many drops do I use for this or this? I have to just put a plug in for the touch oils. They are my favorite. I am loving the roll-ons especially for young families, because there's no question they are individually diluted according to what is best for that specific oil. So you're going to get lavender that's not quite as diluted as oregano, but those are already in the perfect formulas for your young family. Let's go into essential oils and their safety. That's probably the biggest question I get asked. Which essential oil can I use in pregnancy that is safe? So during pregnancy, we are very sensitive, we're very particular about what we put into our bodies, and that includes essential oils. But I want you to know that essential oils can be very safe and effective. And it's my intention, again, just to help you really see that and understand that and feel confident in what you're using. We are extra sensitive in pregnancy, so you definitely might want to dilute. Again, those touch oils are perfect for that. And using less. So you don't need, you can just drop what you would normally use in with not being pregnant, you can drop and just use a little bit less in pregnancy most often. So clary sage is one that I'm asked about a lot. It's very relaxing, calming, soothing. It's great to help you sleep at night. But in general, I say to avoid clary sage, not because it's dangerous or not safe, but it may help strengthen contractions. And we all have contractions in pregnancy. Those Braxton Hicks, or your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And we don't need those any stronger than they are already until it's time to have that baby. So I just say, don't use clary sage and you'll be just fine. In the end, use common sense. That's my 2 words that are my go-to all the time. Common sense. And use your intuition. If you're not feeling comfortable with it, then don't use it. No matter what anybody says. If you don't feel comfortable, then you can, there's many other go-to oils. So, difference between clary sage and clary calm, because clary calm is one that I say totally use that every day in pregnancy, because it is in a blend, it's much more gentle, and so you can use that freely. Even though clary sage is the #1 oil in that, it still is a much gentler form, and so it can support those hormones in a gentle way versus in a just go in and get the job done way that we want to wait to. So, one of the first complaints in pregnancy is morning sickness. That's a normal thing that most people experience in pregnancy is morning sickness. So that's often a question I get asked, what can I use to support me and in this, and how can I help that nausea? Because nobody wants to go through their day being nauseated all day. So peppermint is a great oil to take internally to help with that nausea. You can also use it topically or aromatically to help. Other oils that might help are any of those oils in the digestive category. So we've got digestin, ginger, cardamom again, fennel, any of those would be great. And you can use those again, any topically in a diffuser, put it on, even just smelling it are great ways to use that. doTERRA's digestive tabs are a great way to help relieve some of those nausea issues that you might have, or even heartburn. So that's a big deal in pregnancy. Pregnancy exhaustion. Who doesn't experience that? That's one of the big things. I'm so tired. I feel like I'm drugged. I can't hardly move. I don't want to get out of bed. So this is a 2-part answer here. One of the things that helps, and I say this because I want you to know it's perfectly safe to use, is our Mito 2 Max. Great energy booster to help bring up those energy levels. And again, totally safe. It's a big job growing a human, and that's what we're doing. That's a superpower that you have while you're, being pregnant. And so Mito 2 Max can be very helpful. The second part of that is getting enough sleep at night. You have to get that really great restful night's sleep, and sometimes that's hard to do in pregnancy. So we have our awesome Serenity complex that is perfectly safe to take, and you match that up with the Serenity essential oil or other essential oils that are from that restful sleep category, like lavender, Roman chamomile, bergamot, frankincense. In fact, one of my favorite blends is Roman chamomile, frankincense, and bergamot in just equal parts, and you can put that in a roller bottle to make it easy. I'd put like maybe 10 or so drops of each of those in a roller bottle, fill the rest up with fractionated coconut oil, and you have that as your nightly routine just to roll on your feet at night, or on your pillow or on your hands, or just to help you sleep. But I want to let you know that those Serenity Complex gel capsules are perfect to take to help you sleep. At 28 weeks, the fluid in your body doubles in pregnancy, and so that's a lot to circulate through your body, and sometimes we get those swollen ankles or very unhappy feet. And so your citrus oils are going to be your friend then. If you just rub those on your ankles, that's a good time for your partner to give you a little ankle massage and help with that. Also, putting any of those citrus oils in your water is great. So our body needs also that extra circulation. Aroma Touch is perfect for that. Cypress is the oil in the Aroma Touch that really helps with that circulation. So if you don't have Aroma Touch, Cypress is another one that is just a single oil that you can use to help with that also. And then again, when you use those citrus oils in your water, your liver and your kidneys are doing a happy dance. They're so excited for the extra help that you've given them. Another question I get is, how can I help support my skin that's stretching so much during pregnancy? Immortelle is my favorite. It's like a powerhouse blend. Who doesn't want those single oils that are in that blend? We have frankincense, helichrysum, myrrh, sandalwood, lavender, rose. I mean, those are amazing oils. And so Immortelle blend is going to be really great. So I usually have a couple bottles open. I'm using one on my face and especially, around my eyes to help with that appearance of fine lines. When that gets about halfway gone, then I'm going to take that little roller bottle off and put some fractionated coconut oil in there, put the roller on, and now I have the perfect tummy roll. It's diluted with some fractionated coconut oil, not because it's too strong or because I need it diluted, but more because it helps cover a larger area. And Immortelle is one that would be helpful if it went a little bit further. So that's why I would dilute that. And I recommend just rolling that all over your belly every day to help with that. It's going to help reduce those appearance of stretch marks that come normally in pregnancy. It also supports your skin on a cellular level. So that's my go-to for stretch marks. So then we have a little bit more uncomfortable issues that come up in pregnancy. Again, very normal. We have round ligaments, 2 round ligaments that are on each side of our low abdomen. And when you're not pregnant, those ligaments are about the size of your pinky. But when you reach 3rd trimester and more, they stretch to about as long as a pencil and as thin as that pencil lead. So you want to make sure that you're well supported. Even just rolling over in bed, it doesn't take an athlete to strain those in pregnancy. Like I say, even just rolling over in bed can strain those. And so you want to, first of all, be very careful and support yourself. Kind of hold your tummy as you roll from one side to the other. Or as you bend down to pick something up, then you want to, make sure that you're well supported. But sometimes that can't be helped. They get strained really easy. And so my go-to oils for that is Aroma Touch, because again, that's going to be your circulation oil, and that's going to really help with that. And White Fur. White Fur is, in pregnancy, it's one of my favorites. And for children, it's one of my favorites because it helps tremendously with discomfort and pain. So when you layer those two, when you layer Aroma Touch and White Fur right on that low abdomen, right where those round ligaments are, you're going to definitely notice some support there. We have a very large nerve that runs from our low back all the way down the back of our leg, and that's the sciatic nerve. And again, when baby is growing in mom's tummy, then that baby can be positioned just right and lay on that nerve that might cause a little bit of discomfort. And so the oil to go to for that is helichrysum. Helichrysum is a great oil for nerves. And so I have a little blend that I recommend, and again, I'm going to give you numbers, but really it's just equal parts. And so I'll do like 8 to 10 drops of helichrysum, lavender, marjoram, and Roman chamomile, and then fill the rest up in a roller bottle, and then fill the rest up with fractionated coconut oil. And that is going to be a great blend to just roll on that area, usually right about the middle of your backside, and then down your leg. And again, I'm using that fractionated coconut oil, not because those oils are too strong and need to be diluted, but because we're covering a large area. And so that fractionated coconut oil helps to cover that large of an area. There's a lot to take in when it comes to pregnancy and the oils that you can use and the oils you want to use. Prevention is a huge thing. And so really creating an everyday routine is the best way to do that. So my little everyday routine, and I say it's an everyday routine, I also encourage you to change it up a little bit. Our bodies shift, and so they sometimes, want something different. They're shifting on a physical level, and so what works one week might not work the next week, and so just shift it up and change it to something else. But on a general guidelines, 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. Definitely you want to make sure that your nutrition is up there. Lifelong Vitality every day, and I recommend the full Lifelong Vitality, but if you are only comfortable with the daily nutrient plan, that's okay too. Either one are just fine. I also recommend frankincense under your tongue every day. That helps with just in keeping us happy, as well as on a physical level, helps with the inflammatory response that is naturally occurs during pregnancy. So frankincense is another really great one just to do every day for overall well-being. As you pack your birth bag, 2 oils that you're going to for sure want to have, if it's the only 2 you have, is Wild Orange and Balance. Those are 2 great oils that I diffuse at almost every single birth. They help with those anxious feelings and who doesn't feel anxious when they're getting ready to have a baby? That's totally normal. So both those help with those anxious feelings, just keep you grounded and help you focus on exactly what you're doing right now. Not looking back on, what it's been like, and not looking forward in, am I going to be a good enough mom, or can I do this, or this is really intense. It just helps keep you grounded in that moment. And so those 2 are great oils to diffuse, or even just put them on topically and smell them. They're the perfect oils. And then for recovery. So now you've delivered, and you have this beautiful little bundle that you're holding in your arms, but you still have to deal with some of that discomfort. And so oils to help support that are my go-to are Clary Calm, because again, you're going to have emotions that are going in circles. And so that Clary Calm is going to be very supportive. And White Fir and Lavender. Those are 3 oils that are very calming. They're going to go you would put them right on your low abdomen. And I would be prepared to, again, have that already ready. Put that in a roller bottle. I usually don't mix a blend and a single together, but in this case, it might be fine to do. Or just have 2 roller bottles, your Clary Calm and your White Fir and Lavender. Roll them right on your abdomen after childbirth to help with the discomfort that comes afterwards. I chose those oils, and they work really great, but they're all very mild. And so sometimes you might have, you have this little bundle of joy, and feet might be poking down by your belly, and so you want to make sure that you're using very mild. Deep Blue might be a great oil too, but that might be a little intense. You want to make sure that you're using oils that when especially you're having skin to skin with baby, that you don't want to have something that's a little too strong for baby. Those are all 3 mild oils that are perfectly fine. So if baby's little foot is down there and is on your belly, it's going to be just fine. Please feel free to apply those as often as needed. I mean, you can do that little roller bottle every 10 or 15 minutes if you need. That's not too much. but that's going to really help with that discomfort. Your probiotic daily, as well as enzymes, and I recommend enzymes when you eat a meal, 1 to 2 with every meal, and then again 1 to 2 first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and 1 to 2 in the evening on an empty stomach. Those are going to be, you don't want to leave those out. And then your favorite oils at night to help you sleep. So again, one of my favorite combos is I like bergamot, frankincense, and Roman chamomile. Those are 3, and I just do equal parts of those. Another favorite of mine is balance, serenity, and cedarwood. And then if you have a little bit of problem shutting off that mind chatter at night, then I might add vetiver in there. Sometimes that's not an issue, and so if it's not, you can leave out the vetiver, but if it is, that's a great plan. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing and hearing some of this information. I hope that it helps answer some questions that you may have had, or that someone asks you and now you can feel confident in answering those questions. Thanks for being with us.